I promised a nighttime routine, so as you can tell from the title, that's what this video is. It is for our family of 7. Our nighttime routine typically starts when all the kids are home from school. Today, my daughter has an extracurricular that keeps her after an hour, so I'm about to go pick her up. She's the last one, and we'll start from there. Brianna just got home, so the first thing I actually do is when they all get home and it's not a weird day like today, is we will clean all the water bottles and lunch boxes. And Declan's usually pretty good about throwing away his trash, so I'll open this in a second. And we put those in the dishwasher. Gwen's is already in here. It's that pink one right there. Because she gets out of school, she's only half day preschool. So we've already cleaned up her water bottle and everything. And then there should be nothing for the dishwasher in here. Yeah, there's just the ice pack and a tiny little bit of trash.
Not really nothing.
Go put this where it goes. Let's play pretend, and it's an hour and a half earlier and Brianna didn't have her activity because all of this was already handled with Declan. They come home from school, they get a snack, and they relax and they just decompress from school. They go to an establishment that does not do homework unless they are behind on a subject or they were absent for several days consecutively and need to get caught up. Otherwise, there's no homework. So when they come home, I just let them all have snacks and rest and chill until it's dinner time, and then we go into hanging out and doing all kinds of fun family stuff. Having said all that, it is a special day and it is now 5:10, so I will go ahead and make sure that Brianna has everything that she needs. She gets a drink, she gets a few minutes to relax, and in about 15 or 20 minutes, I'll go ahead and start dinner. One thing I will say when it comes to routines in our home, we understand that things happen and we are more than willing to roll with the punches. Our routines are more like guidelines. Channel Pirates of the Caribbean with that. But we do not have one of those 7 p.m. we're doing this, 9 p.m. we're doing that. That's not how it rolls in my house. This is just genuinely how it goes, and then anything else that's thrown at us, we'll handle that as it comes. The dinner I made on this night was a family favorite. The kids have been requesting it for a while. It's something I normally only make if it's like a birthday or something like that when the kids are really asking for it. We've affectionately over the years termed it Derpy Pasta after my second son. His nickname growing up was Derp, and he fell in love with this more than any of the other kids did, and we didn't have a name for it because I found this recipe and then I've tweaked it and made it our own over the years. And we needed a name for it, so we gave it his to name, and of course it came out as Derpy Pasta. It's basically just sausage in like this cream sauce with tomatoes and lots of Italian seasonings, or you can even do Greek or Mediterranean or anything like that seasoning spice palette on this, and it just comes out so good. And yes, we gotta pay the doggy tax, but it is something that we've made probably in our home at least over a decade. Maybe even like 11 years at this point. No, probably a good 12 years at this point. And the kids just love it. The whole family loves it. If I make this for like a dinner party or anything, people want the recipe. So I will have it all in the description box down below. And yes, garlic, anybody else use that because it makes my life so much easier, but I don't really care. I'll put all of it down in the description box down below. It's really quick. It takes less than 30 minutes. Well, maybe 30 minutes while like the cutting and the prepping of the onions and the sausage. But otherwise, just a really quick and easy dinner, but everybody really truly loves this one. My husband had finally walked in the door. We usually try to cook dinner and do all the closing down of the house stuff together. So he's gonna grate the cheese, and in a minute you'll see a doggy tax for Mako now. He loves the cheese, and he came out because Connor was home from work and that's his puppy and stuck to him like glue. If you've watched my channel, you fully know about the relationship between my husband and Mako. And you see my husband already working on the trash. It was full, otherwise we wouldn't be doing this step just yet. It would be more like an end of the night thing, and we clean out the fridge because it's trash night and take it all out, but because these were already full, we went ahead and did this now as we're prepping all the dinner and putting like the onion little pieces and crap in there. That's why we had to go ahead and take that out. The dinner itself, you have to cook the pasta, so while the pasta was cooking, we had the time to shred the cheese and all of that and hang out with the kids a little more. I like to test a noodle just to make sure it's cooked all the way before I move on to the cheese step and broiling it. But oh my goodness, this pasta is definitely one of the most delicious things that we make in this house. And I've been trying other new recipes that I've been finding on TikTok and Pinterest lately, and I don't have enough of them compiled yet that are worth sharing with you guys. Lots of them are either just a giant block of cream cheese and no flavor, and hi Voodoo. I really don't know why she was staring at the camera, but hi Voo. And I am working on compiling a full dinner video because it has been requested. I just seriously don't have enough of them that I feel are worthy of sharing with you guys just yet. We do try to eat dinner together as a family every night. Does that happen? No. We have 7 people in our family. There's always stuff going on. If my husband's not home from work or something's happening, we don't always manage to sit together. And yes, Tristan was there. He was eating over on the island because he does not like the camera, and I am very respectful of my son. I will ask him if he wants to be shown or not, and if he tells me no, I'm not going to put the camera around him. So that's why you only saw 6 of us, not 7. But Tristan was still there. He was just over on the island. Now trying to close down the kitchen. My husband and I, again, I said, we'll typically do this together. We're putting away the leftovers and hand washing anything, loading up the dishwasher. If we don't get everything done, we like to give it about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes to clean down the kitchen. So if it's one of those nights where there's like a buttload of extra dishes, we don't always get them all done. We will put them and let them soak and let them hang out. But it's more important that we're going to hang out with our kids and do something fun with them and hang out together and not necessarily worry about having a picture perfect clean house 24/7. No, I'm not going to leave a whole big mess, but I will leave some. The smaller 2, their chore is to feed and water the dogs every night. Declan, I don't know what was going on, but you can see the trail of dog food. I mean, don't get me wrong, Mako and Hunter definitely enjoyed cleaning that up like a little party over there, but I really don't know what happened on this particular evening, why he made such a mess. And with closing down the kitchen, one thing I do like to do is wipe down the counters. I have cats, you guys see them, they do walk on the counters, their bowls are on the counter over by the coffee pot, so I will make sure to at least get anything sticky and gross off my counters, as well as any germs that the cats may track up there. That's one of my big pet peeves, is making sure my counters are cleaned off. Aiden and Declan were having a Nerf war, and as you can tell, Mako and Hunter, they do not like it when you pull these things out. They kind of freak out and want to play with it. Hunter will bark like crazy, and Mako will try and grab at it. It's just funny. And then somehow they managed to shoot the pillow. The pillow knocked into some water, so they were curious what they had to do about that. I had to help the boys with that. While I was still wiping down the kitchen, my husband was trying to get a workout in, so I handled the majority of the kitchen myself this night before going down the hall and setting up the bath for Gwen. She's the only one that really likes to still splash around in the tub, while Declan and the older kids are mostly all for showers. So I've got Gwen in the tub, and once I stop running the water, my husband has Declan in our bathroom handling a shower for him. And then we just go straight into picking out whatever pajamas the kids are going to wear, and I will set up their toothbrushes, the same thing I do in the morning. Declan and Gwen, if I let them squeeze their own toothpaste, it's going to go all over the counter. They're going to get more than they need. So this is one thing I still take care of for them. They are 5 and 8. They could probably do this for themselves, but I'm just saving the trouble and the money. Gwen's drawers, the top one's organized. The second one is definitely not. Just don't judge. That is on my list for my spring cleaning stuff, and I will eventually get around to that. And then she called me out. I picked the wrong nightgown. My bad. But we fixed that, and now I have to brush her hair. She does have very curly, fine hair, and it does knot very easily. So trying to get her to stand still and do this is always a task, but I'll make sure right after her bath when her hair is still wet. That way we have no issues. And then going into cleaning the girls' room, I like to help them pick up their room just because Gwen will throw toys literally every square inch of this floor, and that's not Brianna's job. They share the room, but I'm not going to make her clean up after her baby sister. So I will go in there and help. And again, this is not an every night thing. Some nights this gets pushed to 2 or 3 nights later. We get around to cleaning the girls' room or the boys' room, and that's perfectly fine for us. While the tiny 2 brush their teeth, I'm going to clean up the bathroom area from her tub and get it all closed up and nice down in here. And then once they're done brushing their teeth, clean up their toothbrushes and put those away, getting them ready for the next day, because this was a school night. It was not a weekend routine. And that one does run even more differently than this. Reading books with the kids, again, we try to get to this. It's not something we always do, and it's not always one book. Sometimes Gwen's like, another book, or she'll actually take the book from me and want to read it back. And I love the way that her memory and Declan's will work because she's 5. I know she cannot read the words to me, but she will basically read the book right back to me. I love that. And Declan, he gets really eccentric with reading his books. And then off to close up, lock down. Something I've been doing for the last month or so, if I've got laundry I know I'm gonna be doing the next day, I will load it into my washer and set it where it'll hold the delay for a couple hours. So around like 6:30, 7 o'clock, it runs the load. That way when I'm getting the kids ready for school in the morning, I can transfer it over to the dryer, and it's just one less task on my list and less time I have to wait for that load to get done. That's been really convenient and a big help, as well as packing the kids' snack for school the next day. I like to do that and set out their water bottles, or at least make sure I know where they are so I'm not searching for them, because trying to find their water bottles in the middle of the morning, that is never fun. But if I can check anything off the list before school, that helps me if I can do it the night before. And I like to make sure I have a water cup next to my bed at night. And you can hear in my voice, I've been sick recently, so that makes it where I really want to have a water cup next to my bed, as well as closing down the living room. This is something we prefer to do, not have to do. And vacuuming is not something we do every night either. And there you go, the relationship between my husband and Mako, like I talked about. Walk the dogs and let them in one last time, lock up all the stuff in the main living area and get the lights off because it does shine into the kids' bedroom. So I like to get all of that handled as quickly as possible once they've been put down for bed, and then move everything into my room. On this particular night, I had some work stuff to do, and my husband did on his computer, so we weren't like watching a show or anything. I had work stuff to do. Now, as far as my nighttime routine goes for skincare, I don't have one of them 17-part ones. I will wash my face. I will do some micellar water if I've worn makeup, because I do have waterproof mascara and it takes a lot of extra effort to get that off. And then if I remember, a moisturizer, a night cream with retinol, but I don't focus a whole lot on that. I will as I'm aging a little bit more, but right now I do the best I can when I remember to, as well as spraying the stuff in my hair to help with growth and fallout. I'm working on that as well. But like I said, it is a work night for me, so I'll put something on the TV that I want to watch and listen to while I work before bed.
I was gonna voice over my goodnight, but I always much rather just do this and talk straight to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You got a little glimpse into what a night that runs very smooth is like in our house, but not everyone runs like this. Almost every night is slightly different, and like I said earlier, these are just guidelines and we fill in what we have to fill in along the way. Thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!